Hi teachers, today's video's objective is how can I help my students process their mathematical thinking? And the K-5 mathematical practice standard that connects to this question is construct viable arguments and critique the reasoning of others. Now keeping that in mind, there is a very important question we must ask ourselves. How do I create a rich mathematical environment within the classroom? In order for this standard to be successful, we as teachers should build and create this environment where students feel safe to discuss their thinking and are able to grow through the feedback that peers and teachers provide. One of the important connects to this is plan questions that will help students solve the problem and explain why they chose a specific strategy. So questioning is very important. 2, decide what strategies should be focused. So when we're ready to share, you want to make sure you choose specific strategies that either will help students that are still not able to use those strategies see it through their peers' lens, or even choose one that hasn't been taught in order to expand on students' bank of strategies that they may use. And 3, create a safe environment where students take risks and norms are set for an open discussion. We as the teachers must make sure we are the facilitators and not have this environment a teacher-led environment, rather one that students take ownership of their thinking and their discussion. First important things are the planning question aspects. When we're planning questions, this is a part of our lesson that we anticipate and predict students' mathematical path. So we begin to think about the strategies that we may see amongst our students, or maybe possible misconceptions. When we're preparing for this process, the reason we do this is for 3 reasons. We want to make sure we walk a student through their thinking. This may be when there's multiple steps and a student gets stuck, or simply a way for them to become comfortable in how they are going to present it to their peers. Another reason is to clarify misconceptions. So a student might make an error in a problem when they're processing their strategy, and we are here as facilitators to clarify that misconception. And the last thing is, it will prepare the class to lead a discussion. If we anticipate and predict all these behaviors, it becomes easier for students to take their own path of discussion. Now, the second part was the strategy selection. Remember when I said you pick a set of different strategies. Within the classroom, there will be matched strategies, but we want to showcase one of each, possibly even a strategy that a student has not been taught. This is a perfect teachable moment for those students to expand on their strategies. Now, the meat of this is the discussion questions. Discussion questions while the class is engaging in the mathematical thinking is questions that are going to be thought-provoking, not just simple questions. Some of the questions that you may ask are the following. Can someone retell or restate student A's explanation? Now, when one peer explains another peer, it helps them process what their peers did in their strategy, and it helps others who may have some misconceptions. Another question is, why do you blank when the problem asks for blank? So for example, why do you count on subtracting when that problem asks for composition? Number 3, does this solution make sense given what the problem's asking? Why are we blank in this problem? Do you see a pattern? What are some possibilities here? How will you check your steps or your answers? What did not work? I absolutely love the bottom one because once the teacher, as the facilitator, selects the array of strategies and the students begin thinking which of the strategies are more effective, and we ask what did not work and which one was more effective, it creates knowledge for the student for their next mathematical problem where possibly they're able to use that strategy that's more effective or more efficient in solving. Now, an example for this process looks like this. Emmy planted 12 flowers. Rose planted 3 fewer flowers than Emmy. How many flowers did Rose plant? Now, as the facilitator, I would choose 3 different strategies that I saw amongst my students, and I will begin the discussion process. I will ask questions like, do you see any patterns? Students might say, well, I see a pattern on these 2. Both these strategies went backwards and decomposed. And another question might be, which one was quicker and why? So I might have a student that started from 3 and counted on to 12 to get the missing number versus a student that went backwards 3 to get the missing number. So in this problem example, the quicker version was the first strategy. And the way the student might explain that will be, well, because if there were 12 flowers and only 3 were the difference, it only takes me 3 hops to get to the answer, rather than starting from the small number and taking 9 hops to get to the answer. So then this one will be the quicker strategy for this math problem. So teachers, I hope this helped you think of a better way to make your classroom environment more rich in discussion. Once you start, students get the consistency. They will continue doing that on their own, and those discussions will create more and more strategies in their banks to help them later on. I hope this helped, and I hope I'd see you on the next one.